Hey, beautiful people, happy new year, and I hope you are having a wonderful time already in 2026. Today I just want to show you how to beat the Philidor defense, and if time allows I will also demonstrate how to play the Philidor defense with black pieces using the most reliable approach. The only thing I do remember here is to play pawn to d4. In fact, d4 is the main line, threatening to immediately crack open the center with d takes e5. White imagines a continuation like bishop g4, d takes e5, d takes e5, queen takes d8, king takes d8, etc. If anything, just remember everything that you do in the Scotch gambit. So you want to start with pawn to d4, and after pawn takes, up to you to take back or go bishop c4. I love the idea of going bishop c4, kind of the Scotch gambit. This is all you have to know. And you see, there's this one little trap where you may even end up getting a decisive advantage right away in the opening stage. Back in the day, I used to play c3 here, and after pawn takes, I used to recapture like that. Point is, if black ever plays knight f6, there's always this idea of putting your queen on b3. By the way, that's the whole reason why we play c3. And this kind of looks like the Otto-Schnapp gambit, or the Steiner variation of the French, if you may. And this is one thing I love about this. So it's called the Murphy gambit. I propose you check this out to know more about this. This is how you're supposed to be playing against a Philidor defense in 2026. And with black pieces, here is the variation I love. After e4, I go e5, and after knight f3, I play pawn to d6, but immediately white plays pawn to d4. I don't take. I go knight d7. Kind of the King's Indian attack, if you may. Point is, if pawn takes, I won't have to worry about exchanging queens prematurely, and on the next move I just go pawn to c6 regardless of what white does. Knight c3 or bishop c4, I just go pawn to c6 in this position. This also stops queen d5, and from here the plan is very simple. I put my queen on c7, I play bishop e7, or sometimes start with h6 to prevent knight g5. Then you go bishop e7, knight f6, castle shot. Simple development. You'll see how I'm going to do that. Sometimes if white plays knight g5 here, you can just go knight h6, defending that pawn. And if they ever play something like queen h5, as an example, you have queen f6. Everything is well defended. There's nothing much they can do. On the next move, you are going to develop your dark squad bishop and castle shot safely. If castle shot, you can just go ahead and play queen g6. That's it. If you don't want to exchange queens, let's say after castle shot, you can still go knight c5. There's a lot of things you can do. Even a5, knight b6 is another option, so that if bishop b3, you just go bishop e7 and castle shot. After that, you have moves like bishop g4, and you're going to be fine. Let's walk the talk, and these will be my first blitz games of 2026. And just a friendly reminder, all of my courses are still on promotion. Yes, you still get 50% discount on all of them. That is, you will get a discount of 50% when you purchase any of my courses. Right. Okay, this is probably my first game of 2026. And this is the Philidor defense. Let me show you how to beat the Philidor. So you start with pawn to d4, as if you are playing the Scotch gambit. Or in this case, let's say the Goring gambit, because I intend to go pawn to c3. Yep. Already this looks like a mistake. With pawn to c3, I just want to go queen b3, targeting the weak f7 pawn. But my opponent won't know, because they'll probably think I want to take. Yep. But the real intention is to attack that, also hitting that, kind of the Otto-Schnapp gambit, if you may. This is how you beat the Philidor in 2026. So now let's take. Can take if I want, but I see no need. Should I take? Because either ways this is going to come, and that. Okay, let's do this. For now, I have queen takes, and I'll be glad to take with my bishop. and put my king to safety. So you can see how active my bishops are. Don't know what to do here. Maybe I think I should just castle. There's nothing wrong in putting my king to safety. So now let's do this. This is a very tricky move. Not really tricky after all. I'm gonna take with my pawn here. So I want to leave an option to check on g7. Let's attack the bishop. Then we take like this. I intend to centralize one of my rooks, then play pawn to e5. My opponent saw that, so let's change the strategy. g4, the idea is to pin that or to win the knight. My opponent is able to see everything that I'm throwing at them. Let's try this. The idea is to put my a rook on c1. So now this will be in trouble. h4. Maybe I should have played h4 before black played rook f8 or something like that. My queen is under attack. Let's defend the pawn on h4, also pinning this to that. Guess I can attack the knight. Not a good sign, but for now, let's do this trick. Simple trick I want to take. I know black can take my pawn on h4, but let's just pretend that's not gonna happen. Let's do this. I should play knight f3 on the next move. Why not? My opponent played very well. Oh, it could be that I did not handle my position very well because I'm only human. I'm not Magnus. Why can't I take? Ooh. Is this a free knight? Yeah, it all comes down to one simple mistake. It all comes down to one blunder at the end of the day. Yeah, I just blundered as well. Let's see what we can make out of this. I might lose due to time pressure. Mistake. Okay, so I won that by luck. I guess I was winning. still, regardless of what black was going to do, I mean, I have to, this was going to be a draw at worst. I messed up in the end game, but I really played a very good opening. That's how you handle the Philidor, for those who don't have a proper opening repertoire against it. So copy that. That should be your opening repertoire in 2026. Now let's show these boys how to play the Philidor. So I'm going with the Hanam variation with knight d7. This is also known as the rat defense in some way. You always want to play c6 as early as you can, given a chance. Then let's just go h6 to prevent knight g5. My queen is supposed to sit on c7. My bishop is supposed to go to e7. My knight, or rather my king's knight, is supposed to go to f6, but it's always important to stop a5. Let white take your c6 pawn. That can wait. Knight f6 to attack the pawn on e4. And before castling, I love this idea of relocating my queen's knight to the king's side, as I do in the Names of Wish defense. Now I have that strategy on the board. I can cast a shot. Can I do that? Not at this point. Let's challenge the light squad bishop for now. I might sacrifice my bishop because I do not listen. Let's take. Position is somewhat complicated. But I'm still safe. There's nothing much going on. As in NGO, nothing going on. Let's try this other strategy. So we just leave our pawns, our center pawns like this, waiting for white to take the pawn on c6. Let's attack the knight, oversimplifying things on the king's side for now. Yes, I can take. Looks like white wants to sacrifice material. Sorry, I don't know what happened there, but let's just continue. Bishop f6. And now I can attack the bishop. I have knight h4 coming. This guy is playing so well, but I'm not fully convinced. Let's sacrifice material. We take. Now they're going to come back. My idea is to play rook e2. Given a chance. First, let's go queen f6. This is an attack on the rook. Like I said, that was an attack on the rook. So the idea is to get in with my queen. At this point, I don't even know who I am anymore. So let's kill the rook. I have check. For future reference, this is how you play the Philidor defense using the Hanam variation. And that's what I expected my opponent to do to my soul? You know what? I can even attack the queen at this point. I still have that check. The whole idea is to pin the queen to the king. Ah, I almost made a blunder. I need to be fast now. I can see that my opponent is trying to flag me. So now the threat is to take. We involve the other rook into the game. Yeah, this is almost checkmate. How do I checkmate this guy? Yep. Okay, let me play one more game featuring the Philidor. Let's see if my next opponent is going to play pawn to e4. Okay, now let's show these boys how to play the Philidor. So I'm going with the Hanam variation featuring knight d7, transposing back to the rat. Whenever you see bishop c4, just play c6, even if you don't know what you're doing exactly. It helps. Knight g5, knight h6. Yep, I've seen this before. Have that. Now that there is no queen on d1, I can even play knight f6. Takes, so there will be no queen trade. That's what we try to avoid in the rat Hanam variation. So let's castle. There is bishop g4. If castle long happens, a5. So we start expanding on the queen side in advance. So let's do this. The idea is to put my bishop on d4. This will also protect my pawn. Let's go queen e7 for now, right? Protecting my pawn. I see what this is all about, but I guess I can just take. And play knight e7. So what I'm going to do is this. So my pawn is now defended tactically. Wondering, should I take? Or first I take, sacrifice my thing. Let's do this. Either ways, white's bishop is going to die. Once again, this is called the rat defense Hanam variation. So I take, I'm attacking this queen with my rook. Now I can play this move if I want, right? There's that, but I'm going to take like that. Check takes. Or maybe I should just capture the knight. This is still a threat. So for now, we give a check. And take. I'm not really convinced about my gameplay, but let's stop white from castling. So I have that. We attack the queen. and connect the pawns. I have check. I'm going to win that. My opponent has eyes. The idea is to play rook e8. Oh, damn it. Let's create a window, a breather. This guy is playing so well. Or maybe their position is just too simplified. That's why they look like they are playing so well. Let's just go to the end game. Time is not with us. There's no time. So we take this straight to the end game. Let's take. I think I should maintain this file. Give a check, give another check. I failed to convert, I failed to win. I was very slow. This is my first draw in 2026. You see, I was avoiding to lose on time, so that's why I ended up doing whatever I could. But anywho, it is what it is. Now check this out, you guys. If you want to learn more about these kinds of tricks or similar opening ideas like the ones I just shared, you can watch this video that has popped up on the top left. Another video that I highly recommend you check out to skyrocket your rating is this one that has popped up on the top right. But if you love Gambit videos, you can check out the video that has popped up on the bottom left. And if you are a lover of chess traps like myself, feel free to click on the video that has popped up on the bottom right.